And we know thousands are coming across the channel every week illegally in rubber dinghies. So let's talk to immigration lawyer Harjat Bangal. Hi, Harjat.
Hi, Kev.
So what do you make of... we'll talk about the illegal situation in a little while. What do you make of this? 1.1 million people were allowed into this country legally last year. Now 500 have left, but that still leaves us with a net population increase of 504,000, more than 500,000. Now, with 69 million people already living in this country, maybe 10 million more than that, because there are many people here that we don't even know about. This country's full. We can't keep letting people in like this, can we?
Well, there needs to be some sort of control on it, and that's what border controls and a visa system is about. But a lot of these people who included in these figures are students who are here, maybe here for a period of 3 years, and they're going to go back at the end of it. We know the majority of students go back home. A lot of people are here on temporary work permits who might be here for 2 or 3 years, called over by IT companies, sometimes even the NHS to work there, or care homes to work there. So, I mean, net migration has always been a problem since the Theresa May days, and we've heard this phrase, net migration. That's ultimately the people who are coming in and are not going to go back, and that's been creeping up. We were promised over the past 12 years that the government would get a handle on it. We've seen different Home Secretaries come and go. No one's really got a handle on it. Britain is a good place to come and work and to make a living and make a home. Unfortunately, that will always be the case, or fortunately, that will be the case. So people will want to come here. But as long as those people contribute, I don't really see if there's a problem in it, because we know that migrants...
Well, there is a problem because the country's, we know our infrastructure can barely cope with all of this. And one aspect of this, you're right to cite foreign students coming over to study at our universities. Nothing inherently wrong with that. But there is something inherently wrong with what we've discovered this week, that extraordinarily, students can bring their families with them, their relatives with them. Why do you need your relatives to be with you if you're going to university?
Yeah, that actually is being looked at by Suella Braverman, and that was one of the things that increases figures. So technically, if I'm a student on a master's course, and remember, only people who are doing master's courses or postgraduate courses can call their families over. So if I'm doing an undergraduate, like a BA, I can't call my family over. As long as I'm doing a master's, I can. And family includes husband, wife, kids under 18. Potentially, I can call a family of 5 over, and people do come over that way. Now, I've always wondered, when I went to uni, I didn't take my missus with me or my kids with me.
Exactly.
I wasn't married at the time, but it's not something that's done, So it's even now, if I was to go to uni, I wouldn't take the whole family with me. I'd come back at the weekends like I used to come and visit my mum and dad. Perhaps you did the same, and perhaps all our listeners did the same as well. So the fact, when people are traveling internationally to stay away, obviously they can't come back every weekend. But, technology is advanced now. They can catch up in other ways. In our days, all we could do was make a phone call when mobile phones first came out, or go back home. Like I used to travel all the length of London. But now, WhatsApp calling and et cetera, video calling. And like I said, students are here temporarily. All right, if they settle into work permit categories, then they probably have a right to call their families over. But it's being looked at by Suella Braverman. And it looks like next year they'll put a stop to students bringing their families over whilst they're studying.
Well, let's hope so, because it doesn't make any sense at all. It is utter madness. What about the situation with the channel? I mean, more and more of them are coming over, thousands a week, and all we seem to do is just find them accommodation. Suella Braverman looked like a fox caught in the headlights the other day when she appeared before the Home Affairs Committee. Actually seemed to have no idea how anyone can legally apply to come to this country. She basically said, well, you just have to sort of get here and then apply for asylum, which seemed to be unsatisfactory. But why is it... Harjat, that Britain allows more asylum seekers to succeed in their applications percentage-wise than any other country in the world?
Well, I think Britain has a good human rights record, but the problem is not with Britain per se, it's with the infrastructure of the Home Office. The reason why Suella Braverman has no idea and has no answer is because she hasn't got the infrastructure to deal with it. Now, Suella Braverman's a lawyer. She's been in law. So if she can't work out a solution to this, then not a lot of people can. Now, she's got to realise that there's already about 1.5 million people estimated here living without any paperwork. That's already people who are living here. And if you've got people coming in every day like we have, then it's only going to expand. Those people are going to develop families here, relationships here. And in the long run, we're going to end up with a lot of people here who are illegal, like we currently have. But the situation is the Home Office are not trained to do this. It's not fit for purpose. That same Home Office Select Affairs Committee, for the last 5-6 years while I've been listening to it, every year comes back and reports to Parliament, this infrastructure is not good, this is not fit for purpose. It's almost like we paint over the massive cracks in the wall and expect the wall to hold while putting an extra load on it. The wall is going to fall. We have to knock it down and build a new wall. We've got decisions being made by gap year students. No one's really trained legally to make a correct decision. When the decisions are made, they're challenged, and 50% of appeals succeed because the wrong decision has been made. We've got a lengthy process, almost 100,000 claims that have been waiting a year just for a decision which can be made in half a day. That is a broken system, Kev, and that is not going to work. Nothing's going to get better. The people of Great Britain are being sold a dream that we're going to put an end to this. And that's what it is, in hope to get votes. And it's not been happening.
Yeah. I thought you and I might disagree on all this, but I think we're on exactly the same page. There needs to be some sort of solution, and we don't have a government that seems to be in any way intent on finding a solution. It's just pure assimilation, shrug your shoulders, find more hotels, nothing being addressed. As you said, the Home Office seems to be overwhelmed and unable to cope. I mean, where do we go from here, Harjap? I mean, what would you suggest we did to improve this situation? We have to stop these people coming across the channel for a kick-off because, as I said earlier, lest we forget, it was literally this time last year, November, where 30 poor souls drowned in the channel, making this dangerous crossing. How do we stop this?
We get the gangs. It's quite simple. How do you stop people, drugs being dealt? You catch the dealers. You don't punish the users or lock up the users. This is what's happening. We're locking up the migrants in the hope that the gangs will stop smuggling. And what actually that does is just creates more demand.
Fair enough, Harjap. But and of course the people smugglers are evil people. It'd be great if we could catch them all and bung them inside and stop this. But their clients are the migrants. The migrants aren't forced to make this crossing. So, they're breaking our laws as well, aren't they?
Kev, they're sold a dream. They're sold a dream. Someone sells you a dream and you buy it, and they've shown, look, this is your dream. It can come true. We can get you over. Suella Braverman probably advertised it the other day more than anything. She admitted there's no way to claim asylum than to get here. So then the gangs are just going to say, look, even the Home Office minister is saying get here and claim asylum. What you've got to do is catch these gangs, create elite units. Are we trying to say that we know for the past 20 years, they all get on at Calais and get off at Kent? They're using the same route to come here, and we can't catch the people. That's almost like saying, me and Kev catch the same bus for the 20 years, get the same route, meet the same bus driver, but governor ain't got a clue as to what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, it was a strange performance by the Home Secretary, Suella Braverman. I mean, she might as well have said, what you have to do is you have to get to Calais, and there's a really good system. We have lots and lots of these dinghies come across. You get onto one of those, and then it was unbelievable. Harjap, really good to talk to you. Thank you so much for your time. Harjap Bangal, immigration lawyer.